Sing me a song of a lass that is gone.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaylee and this video is a part of a series dedicated to the amazing book written by Diana Gabaldon called Go Tell the Bees That I Am Gone. If you are not currently reading or have read or listened to this book, I highly recommend you click away from this video if you don't want spoilers. If you're here and you're okay for spoilers, welcome. Let's jump straight into the next chapter, which is chapter 8, Visitations. Now this chapter was a long one, a very long one, and I loved every single bit of it. It is predominantly told by Claire and it's mainly set with everyone being at the Fraser's Ridge. Now, during the start of this chapter, Germaine brings a dead snake into Claire's surgery where she is still tending to Jamie's leg. Germaine is a very cute little character. I am in love with him. Now, as he comes in, he's with his dead snake. Obviously, we know that Jamie doesn't like snakes after his sort of issues with them in the past. Germaine declares that he's going to skin the snake and get Fanny to have a belt, all of her very own. He is just a delightful little man that I love. I just want to, isn't it crazy how this little character has come to life in my mind and I picture him and I just want to give him a cuddle. He's so loving and caring, and I really do believe that he's going to come into his own in this book. He has this caring factor about him. He's just so loving and he's always thinking about other children. There's just something about him. I just love him. He's so adorable. We then jump into a part of the chapter that is actually being told by Bree, and Bree and Roger have set off to try and meet as many residents on the ridge as possible to, let them know that Roger is a priest and he's, doing the rounds, basically, finding his flock that was there originally, meeting all the new members. But they stumble across the house of the Cunninghams. Now, they're just not delightful people. They're obviously, they don't like Bree's religious stance, which, whatever, that's totally fine. But there's something odd about them, which, look, we do later find out in the same chapter that there's something odd. But the Cunninghams, she's very much, Claire is not welcome here. After Bree tells them, Claire is a healer and she'll come if anything is wrong. Please don't hesitate to ask for help. But Mrs. Cunningham is very direct and the witch will not be coming to my door. I have planted flowers and herbs or whatever it was to prevent the witch from entering. So this family, they're very religious and they're very direct and to the point, which, we've had some families on the ridge in the past that really, once they get a bee in their bonnet or they get obsessed about someone, they upset the tranquility of the place. I have a feeling that's what's going to happen with the Cunninghams. And like I said, a little bit later on in this chapter, it is talked about a bit more. But I'm trying to stick with the timeline of the chapter. But yeah, there was just, as I was reading this, I thought, oh, here we go. Here's the villain. Are they going to be, yeah. These people are not nice. I'm not a fan. Now, this is sort of alliterated on a bit more when Jamie comes across a man called Cleveland. Now, again, Cleveland, though, he's not the nicest character in the park either. So as Jamie is attempting to help him fix his cart, full of guns, mind you, or not fix it, he's, I will send people to help you fix your cart that's full of guns. Cleveland becomes very sort of, I don't want to say aggressive in the manner of telling Jamie, well, the people that live just over there, well, not just over there, in the next sort of town and all that sort of things, they're starting to make their own militias because everybody is worried that the English are going to come back and they're starting to set up their own militias and their own little protection agencies. I really didn't like Cleveland. I know you jump on and you get characters that are they're just evil. Well, not evil, but they're just nasty and they're not actually evil. And you think, wow, you're just a pig of a person. These characters, that's how good this book is. You automatically hate the characters that you're meant to dislike, I believe. But anyway, Cleveland then tells Jamie about the Cunninghams and how they're extreme loyalists and that one of them in the household is actually writing letters and sending off information to the loyalist groups. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to play out or if it's going to come back on Jamie in some way, shape or form, but I just feel this is where we're heading in this book with, there's going to be people that live on the ridge that are going to cause drama and upset the peacefulness of the area. But what I believe is the most vital and the most critical part of this chapter was when Roger and Jamie were actually having a discussion. And now this was a private discussion. There was no additional people there. And this is when Jamie discovers that Bree and Roger do know what happened to him at Wentworth and the entire situation in regards to Wentworth, Blackjack Randall, the entire works. It makes Jamie physically sick, and once he's returned from, you know, vomiting in the woods, the conversation continues, and Roger is able to tell him that Roger met his own father and he met Jamie's father when he went back to 1739. I love the connections with all the time travel in this chapter, and this... I was just so glad that Roger got this private time with Jamie to explain that part of the story of everything that's happened. What is annoying me about it, though, is that every time Jamie or Claire ask what has happened in the future for them to return to the past, they constantly say, oh, we'll tell that story later. Well, come on, guys. I want the story told now. Like, just get it out of the way. Let's just bump it up a bit. That's what I think every time they say, oh, we'll tell you about that later. But I am really glad that Jamie now knows that they know everything, and that it's just playing out really well in the fact that we're covering all of the previous, like all the past is being brought up and dealt with straight away. I did also really enjoy that poor Jenny. I love Jenny, but she got the shock of her life when she realized she has already met Roger. And that interaction in the book was fantastic. She's so accepting and so genuine, Jenny. I love her as a character. She's been one of my favorites throughout this entire series. And the fact that she's just so accepting and so loving, and the fact that she can now just connect things. I don't know. I love that she is fully informed of what is happening, even down to the point that, you know, Roger met you 40 odd years ago and we just didn't know until now. I think it's really loving. And I loved at the very end of this chapter that Jenny and Jamie got to have a bit of an emotional hug it out when they were talking about their mum and dad. I just thought, oh, that's so lovely. Such a loving chapter. The start, you know, you get your villains or your people that are going to cause drama, and then you got to finish it out with a really loving, caring scene that I fell in love with. I'd absolutely love to know what you're thinking about this chapter. Do you love Jenny, especially like I do? And who do you think is going to be the main villain? Do you think we've met them yet, or are they still to come for this book? We all know there's always a main villain or a main whatever, but do you think we've met them? Please remember to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you very shortly in the very next video. Have a great day, guys. Bye.
Sing me a song of a lass that is gone.